Hi everyone, my name's Andy. I lead City Church here in Bristol. Thanks for joining us today for our City Daily. A very famous theologian once said that what comes into your mind when you think about God is the most important thing about you. What you perceive God to be like is the most fundamental and important aspect of who you are, particularly, of course, with regards to your faith, which has implications for your whole life. And what's important is that we have a real and biblical understanding of who God is, of his character, how he deals with men and women, because often we project onto God our own ideas, things that we think, well, God must be like this, or we kind of extrapolate from something we've heard and think, oh, that must be God. And for some of us growing up, God was probably a bit like a school teacher who was a bit mean. I had some mean school teachers in my day, and they were kind of out to get you, it felt like. It really did. It felt as if they were just waiting to see if you were to put a foot wrong, and then bam, they'd got you. And almost as if it was a game. And some people, maybe not you, but others would have that idea of God in their head, that God's a bit mean, he's not very kind, he's got all these rules, and he's just waiting to see who would misbehave so he can punish them. And then we look at the Bible and we see Jesus. And we see Jesus as the outflow of God's glory, of his character. And Jesus said to his disciples when they asked him, they said, show us the Father, show us God. And Jesus said, don't you know, after all this time, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. He was saying, look, God, I am God, I am the Father, and I, we are one. I am in him, he is in me. An understanding of Jesus, gentle and lowly. And I commented a few weeks ago on a book that I'd read with that title, Gentle and Lowly. And I've been pondering some of the ideas in that book in the last few weeks. And just this beautiful remembrance of who God is, that he is kind and gentle, that he knows what it's like to be human. In fact, there's a man in heaven right now. There's a man in heaven. God became flesh to identify with us, to say, I know what it's like to be one of you, and to share the experience of humanity. And he didn't change back. He is a man, a glorified man, but a man now in heaven, interceding for us. And that doesn't mean that he spends his whole time on his knees praying for us. That means that he is the connection. He is how we get to connect to God the Father and the Spirit. It's through Jesus. And that he's an intermediary. He is our bridge, as it were. Some people would put it that way. And he always will be. He always is. Because why? Because he cares deeply for you. He loves you passionately. And we see that in the stories of Jesus, don't we? We see that as he deals with the woman caught in the act of adultery. This even more shocking than it would have been today by far. There she is, about to be stoned by the Pharisees, according to the Old Testament law. So they are doing exactly that picture of God. They're waiting to see you make a mistake, and then they're going to punish you for it. And what does Jesus do? He disarms them with just a beautiful phrase, saying, any one of you without sin, you be the first. You go first. And of course they all know they have been uncovered, and they walk away one at a time. It says the oldest first. They knew what had happened there. And Jesus, the only one who could have punished this woman, the only one, says, go and don't sin anymore. He offers forgiveness and redemption. It is utterly beautiful, and that is what our God is like. That is what he is like. So when we think of God, we need to think of a God gentle and lowly, kind, not that he lets sin go unpunished. No, it is punished. It's punished, of course, in himself, in Jesus, but who knows what it's like. He experienced temptation, of course, never stumbled and fell like we do, but knows what it is to be tempted, knows what it is to be tired, to be sad, to be betrayed, to be disappointed. He knows all of these things, and yet was without sin. And he, brothers and sisters, is our advocate. He is the one that gives us access to the Father. It's beautiful, it's glorious, Let's have that in our mind, that image of God in our mind as we go through this day. God bless you.